Hey, what's going on, guys? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today I'm going to do a quick review of the Super Retro Cade by RetroBit. Now, I got to tell you before we get started, I did run into a few issues with both of the units I ordered. I ordered mine from Amazon and the first one came in and it did not work. I actually took it apart, inspected it, and it looks like the circuit board that carries all the power to the single board computer inside was dead. The replacement unit that Amazon sent me also didn't work. It booted up for the first minute. I went to plug in a different controller and it stopped working. I took it apart and found that one of the pins on the power input was unsoldered, so I had to resolder it to the board. Quality control is not looking good right now. I can understand the first one not working, but when I get the second one and it doesn't work, makes me think. So on the front of the unit, we get two USB ports to plug our controllers in. It does come with two controllers, and I actually like the design. They do look a little cheap, but they feel great. On the back of the unit, from the left to the right, we get a full-size SD card slot, a full-size HDMI. We also get composite and our power adapter in. So here's the two units I got. The one on the left did not work. It's totally DOA. The second one I was able to fix by soldering a pin back on, but these do come preloaded with 90 awesome games, some great arcade stuff, a few Super Nintendo games, and overall the experience was awesome as soon as I got it to work. All the games I've tested have worked perfectly. I've also added a few games myself. It's very easy to do. You just need a full-size SD card and you can add your own games. So I was fully expecting both of these units to work out of the box. I was not expecting them both not to work, but I did document the second one and how I fixed it. So right here we have the first one. It's totally dead. Does not power up or anything. There's no loose wires inside. I did take it apart to take a look at it. Plugged in directly to the wall with an extension cord. I also tried another power supply. No matter what I did, it just would not work. No power at all coming in. We are getting power from the power supply itself. I did check it with a voltmeter, but it's just dead. So I was okay with that. I understand. If I get one that doesn't work, I'm totally fine with that. But when they sent me the replacement and it messed up within 1 minute, I was really upset. Okay, so here's the second one. I'm going to plug the power supply in. Like I said, this is a good power supply. It does work. I'm getting 5 volts right out of it. We're going to plug it in. And if I try to turn it on, it doesn't work. But if I tap it a little bit or squeeze the box itself, the light does come on and it powers on. There's a loose connection inside of here. So what I did was take it apart. I want to show you that. As soon as I started rooting around inside, I noticed that the power button connector, which will bridge the power to the unit itself, was loose. Well, the connector wasn't loose. There's something going on underneath here. As you can see, when I move it around, it goes on and off. Let me turn this light on real quick, and we'll get to the bottom of this. I'll go ahead and unplug it. And lo and behold, I noticed that the pin itself dropped out. Wasn't soldered in completely. So I'm going to go ahead and solder this in and see if we can fix it. I'm sure that's the only problem, but that's very disappointing. This is the second unit that I got. I've been waiting a long time to do a review on this. I would have had it out on release day, but I had to wait for another one to come in. I went ahead and soldered the pin in. It's really easy to do, but I shouldn't have to do that from the factory, especially on the second unit I got because the first one didn't work. But I figured while we're in here, let's see what makes this thing tick. So it looks like we have a little single board computer with a breakout board for the USB on the front and a breakout board for the power in and the composite video on the back. We'll take a closer look here. We have our RAM chips and our CPU with a heat sink on it. I'm not sure how much RAM this board is running. If I had to guess, it'd be 1 GB of DDR3. The CPU is an all-winner H3 quad core. These do run up to 1.6 GHz. It might be underclocked to 1.2, but I'm not sure. It is a quad-core CPU, and the GPU is an ARM Mali 400 MP2, so it's a dual-core Mali 400 GPU up to 600 MHz. This is the same chip that's used in a lot of the Orange Pi boards. Here's a quick look at the back of the board. Now, I would have had this review done a long time ago. I would have just turned this thing on, reviewed some of the games, added my own games, but I had to go through this and tell you guys because the first 2 units I got were faulty. Now, the only thing I can take away from this is that the quality control at the manufacturing plant, these are being made for RetroBit, is under par. They need to get somebody in there and get them inspected a little better. With all of this out of the way, my unit's fixed, I'm ready to start playing some games. We're going to see how this thing performs. Alright, so here's the main menu. We got a lot of great games here, a lot of good arcade stuff. You do have background music. It can be turned off. Press select on your controller. Audio. Background music off. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. You also have a lot of other settings in here. Video, resolution settings. You can set it to original size or full screen. I prefer original. It's not going to stretch out the pixels. We're going to confirm. And as you can see, that looked really Android-like. That's because it's running a version of Android 4.4. There's some other settings in here. Controller input, advanced settings. You can change the language here. But like I mentioned, there are a lot of great games here. One of my favorites, Armored Warriors. There's also another one here, Boogie Wings, Captain Commando. I mean, there's a lot of games on here, and I'm not going to test every single one out in this video, but I do want to try a few of my favorites here. We're going to go up to the top. And a lot of people never messed around with this, but this is Blade Master. I really enjoy this game here. I'll press start. Give us a little bit of info about the game. We can load our save state if we had one, add to favorites, return to menu, or start game. We're going to start game. A lot of these games are much better with 2 people. Now this is running a modified version of MAME for Android to run these games. Insert some coins with select, press start. We can be Roy or Arnold. I'm going to choose Arnold. Really wish they would have given better names. So I grew up in the arcade playing these side-scroller beat-em-up games, and I got a soft spot for them. I love pretty much every one that Konami has ever made. This is not made by Konami, but I really do like this game here. And if I can pull off this little special, it's not really a special, there we go. You got the ball in the other hand. If you get right up close to him, there you go. You throw the ball, knocks him back a little bit. Try to find some pizza or chicken wings. I'm sure there's something like that. There we go. Well, that's a crown. Figured it would be a big old chicken or turkey. Press start and select. Load your save state. Save your game. You can load your saves from the SD card, or you can save to the SD card, which is cool for swapping systems. Button mapping, game volume, restore game defaults, return to menu. We'll find another good game on here. Now, I've seen a lot of people messing around with this unit, and Armored Warriors is a really good game, and I've seen everybody who has reviewed this unit play this game. I love Armored Warriors. I've played it a lot on my Raspberry Pi. I actually have it in some older videos, but we're going to try something I haven't messed around with much. Dragon Breed. 2-player game. We're going to start it here. Insert some coins. Press start. We need to awake the dragon. So this is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. Really cool game. You can charge up a little bit. And you do get power-ups. I want to get some power-ups here. Now you got to watch out for your character on top of the dragon. The dragon itself is pretty much immune to anything, but if you get hit yourself, you're done. More power-ups, and I'm done. Start and select. Return to the main menu. So I'll just scroll through here a little bit. There are some really good games on here. Some of my favorites, Joe and Mac 2, Joe and Mac Returns, Caveman Ninja, which is Joe and Mac. It's a little different. This was the arcade version. Knights of the Round. There are some kind of bubble pop games too. I'm not really into those. Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3. Got Mercs. And I did see one down here that I really wanted to try out. Trojan. Let's test it out. Okay, we're going to try the first stage. So it looks like it's set in a dystopian future. I have a sword. Guns have been outlawed, but they're throwing grenades at me or something. I could definitely get into this. Oh yeah, the Dungeon Keeper. Oh, and I got a shield. Ooh, block that. Mess with me, dog? Come on. Done. What do we got over here? Not really sure. Can I walk up walls or anything? So I really have no clue how to play this. Oh. Whoa. Did I get a super jump somehow? I guess only in the sewers? Yeah. Oh well, we'll exit out of this. Return to the main menu. So there's over 90 games on here. A lot of them are really good games. You're going to find some that you'll never play, but it's far and few in between. You can also add your own games. You need a full-size SD card. I'm going to plug mine in now. We'll be prompted with the Android 4.4 select menu, so we're going to select our SD card. And I've added some artwork. I have 2 Super Nintendo games and a MAME game here. Killer Instinct, Earthbound, Turtles in Time. This is the one I want to try out. We'll load it up. It's really easy to add games. All you need to do is format your SD card FAT32, create a folder on it called RetroBit Games, all lowercase, put your games in there. If you want artwork, you're going to take the name of your game with the artwork that you want and add game right before .png. It's super simple. We'll insert some coins. Donatello.
This is April O'Neil reporting.
Let's kick shell!
So with the CPU that's built into here, the Allwinner H3, you're going to probably have no trouble at all playing any Super Nintendo game. There are MAME games that you will not get to work. That's just how it's going to be. This is using a modified version of MAME for Android. And some MAME games just don't work. MAME is kind of a beast. You know, I've been into emulation for years now, and I still only understand about 15% of MAME. Start and select. You can save your game here if you'd like from the games you added. You can change the screen resolution and everything. We're going to return to the menu. And I'm going to eject my SD card. So overall, I really do love the Super Retro Cade by RetroBit. I was kind of hit off guard by getting 2 that didn't work. I was able to fix the second one. I can overlook this, but it's something you guys needed to know about. This is an awesome Christmas gift. There are really great games on here, and you can add your own. I mean, that's really all I can say about it. Everything works great as long as it's working out of the box, and you're going to have a blast. If you guys are interested in picking one of these up, I will leave links down below to Amazon so you can pick one of these up. If not, I completely understand. But like always, thanks for watching.